I got a request to do this video about how I remove my gel nail manicure with Sensationail, which is the gel nail product that I absolutely love. I either use a cotton ball or I take a round cotton circle that most people use for makeup, and I cut it into fours. For me, that's just the cost saver because I don't need one of those huge circles that's about this round just to go on my small finger. So I use one of those. I also get some aluminum foil and I cut it into squares. One quick tool, if you have it, if you go to your local dollar stores, out here we have Dollar General, and they have those sheets of foil that pull out into one sheet. That makes it a lot quicker for you, but it's not that big of a deal. Today I did not have that, so I just pulled out a roll from my regular old aluminum foil roll, and I got this and cut it into squares. Make sure you do at least 10 of them because you will need that. Now, this is what I do. Pure acetone, 100% pure acetone. You do not want to use just your regular old bottle of Sally Hansen nail polish remover. Why? Because that's going to have fragrance in it. It's also going to have a lot of water in it, and it's not going to be 100%. So if you do use something like that, not to say that you absolutely cannot, but it will be a lot, it'll take you a lot longer to remove it. So you get your 100% acetone. I bought this from Sally's for probably about $1 or $2. So, and it has lasted me quite some time. So this is what you need to be looking for. What I do is first I use a file to file off the most of the shine. I take that off, and even before that, if I have some edges that have started to lift because I've had the manicure on for a while, I simply take my cuticle clipper and lift them. Here are the cuticle clippers that I use. I love cuticle clippers. I don't necessarily clip my cuticles a lot, but there are a lot of additional uses that you can have for cuticle clippers. Suppose there is polish here on the edge that's lifting. I just simply lightly and gently, because I don't want to do damage to the nail, I get right up under where the polish is and just pick off the pieces that easily will come off without doing damage to the nail. So I do that. Also, like I said, I just use your standard old buffer. Again, Sally Beauty Supply. As you can see, I have been using mine today, so you can see a little of that. But I just buff that shine off. Then I use my cuticle clippers. I take my cotton ball or my quarter of a cotton round, drench it pretty much a couple of times in the acetone. I then lay that over the finger. The one other thing I like about using these rounds, or the quarter of the rounds, is that this does not move around as much as a cotton ball. I sit a cotton ball up there, it might fall off, it might fold over. If I take this and wrap it around that finger, it pretty much lets me do what I need to do. I also take this, and this is very important, I take my square of aluminum and I make a little fold here, and I will show you why. I then take my finger, leaving maybe, that's probably about an inch from the bottom of the foil. I'm going to bring it in, making sure that again, my cotton round is firmly in place. Some people start just crumpling up. I don't do that. I start at the bottom and I make a triangle. That is key. That keeps everything from moving. This is still going to stay in place. And I have that freedom to move around or, do things that I need to do because I feel secure. Another reason, and this also shows you why I made that little fold, it reinforces that bottom so that the foil does not split. It will split if you just do it, like if you just bend a regular piece. So it just makes it more secure. Once I have the triangle, I then just start crimping it as tightly as it will go without tearing, neatly, until I feel that I have passed the cotton ball, which for me is here. Another plus to using a 1/4 of the round is this packet is going to be a lot thinner than what you'll get if you use a cotton ball. So I do that. Once I get to the edge, I then just fold it over and I give my finger a squeeze, and I do that with every single one of my nails. This is very tight and snug, and this is not ripped. A lot of people just do one piece of foil, and I'll even show you without the cotton round. If I use one piece of foil and I use that same technique and I do that, look what just happened. It tore, and that's because it needs to be reinforced. So you don't want to do that. Make sure you reinforce and do that little fold trick. Okay? Now, I'm not going to put all these on because, like I said, I don't have polish on my nails right now. But now, once I have all this on, I usually have a 10-minute rule. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to leave this on for 10 minutes. I also take a wet rag or something that I don't really use very much. I'll just show this. I would run this under as hot of water as you can stand. Okay? Not burning, not scorching, not boiling. Okay? Get that nice and wet, and once it is saturated, get your hand somewhere out of wind or fan. I always have a fan running, so I get it out of the way, and I put that warm cloth, not hot, I put it on there, and I wrap it in like a heavy towel so that the coolness doesn't, cool this down too much. And I just sit like that for 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes up, I take the warm, moist cloth off, and then I can easily open up my first pouch. Once I've opened it up to give me a little more wiggle room, I then press down pretty hard on that cotton swab and just kind of twist it. That's going to help work your finger out, and it's also, when this comes out, you'll see that most of your polish has been removed. Now, if all of your polish is not removed, and most of the time it will not, there are two things that you do. One, most people use an orange stick, or a cuticle stick as some people call it, to push back whatever is missing. And I'm trying to find my cuticle stick here. Here I have it. Whatever's still on there, they use this and push it. Personally, it gives me the shivers because I feel like it's squeaking or something. I can't stand it. And so I do not like to use the wooden ones. I use either plastic or I have this brush that came in some lousy kit that I had a long time ago that I will never use again. But it does come with that same edge. It has that same exact edge there, and it is plastic, and it's bright, it's wider as well, and I just use that to push off, just pushing it, just like this. Not scraping it or digging at it. You don't want to do anything like that because it can cause damage to the nail. Now, once I get to the point where most of it is off, if I have a few pieces left, I'm not going to go through the whole 10-minute process again. There's no need for that. I just take out my file and lightly buff away what small bits may be remaining. Why is that an okay idea? Because you're going to end up shaping your nails and prepping them for the next manicure anyway, so that is what I do. And then once everything is off, I just go through with my buffer here and I smooth everything out just to make sure there's nothing else left and everything's nice and smooth. Okay? So I hope that helped. I'm sure there are other techniques that other people encourage you to try. Go ahead, give it a try, see what works best for you. This is what works best for me, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment down below or inbox me, and I will be happy to respond. Take care.